Percentages are a way of expressing a part or a portion of a whole as a fraction of 100. The word percent means per hundred. Therefore, when we use percentages, we are essentially dividing a value by 100 and expressing it as a fraction of the whole. Percentages are widely used in various fields such as mathematics, economics, statistics, and everyday life to represent proportions, rates, comparisons, and changes. They provide a convenient way to communicate information about relative quantities and can be easily understood and compared by people. To calculate a percentage, we typically multiply the given value by the percentage and then divide the result by 100. This process converts the percentage to a decimal or fraction, which can then be used in calculations or comparisons. For example, let's say you have a class of 30 students, and you want to calculate what percentage of the class scored above 80% on a test. If 15 students scored above 80, you can calculate the percentage as follows. Percentage equals number of students above 80, total number of students, times 100. Percentage equals 15/30ths times 100. Percentage equals 0.5 times 100. Percentage equals 50%. This means that 50% of the students in the class scored above 80% on the test. Percentages are commonly used in various contexts, including retail and sales. Discounts, markups, and profit margins are often expressed as percentages. For example, a store may offer a 20% discount on a product, or a business may want to calculate its profit margin as a percentage of the cost. Discount. A store offers a 20% discount on a pair of shoes that originally cost $50. The discounted price would be $40, 20% of $50. Markup. A retailer purchases an item for $10 and marks it up by 50%. The selling price would be $15, 50% of $10 added to the original cost. Profit margin. A business sells a product for $100, and its cost to produce the item is $70. The profit margin would be 30%, $30 profit divided by $100 selling price, multiplied by 100. Finance and investments. Interest rates, returns on investments, and stock market changes are often expressed as percentages. When analyzing investments, percentages help compare different options and calculate potential gains or losses. Finance and investments. Interest rate. A bank offers a 5% interest rate on a savings account. If you deposit $1,000, you would earn $50 in interest per year, 5% of $1,000. Investment return. An investor purchases a stock for $50 and sells it later for $60. The investment return would be 20%, $10 gain divided by $50 cost, multiplied by 100. Stock market change. The stock market index increased by 2% today. If the index started at 10,000 points, it would have risen by 200 points, 2% of 10,000. Statistics and probability. Percentages are used to describe the likelihood of events or the frequency of occurrences. They are also used to represent proportions in surveys, polls, and research studies. Statistics and probability. Survey results. In a survey, 80% of respondents indicated they prefer chocolate ice cream over vanilla. 80 out of 100 participants. Probability. The probability of rolling a 6 on a fair 6-sided die is 16.67%. 1 out of 6 possible outcomes, multiplied by 100. Growth and change. Percentages are used to describe changes in quantities over time. For example, population growth rates, inflation rates, and GDP growth rates are often expressed as percentages to indicate the rate of change. Growth and change. Population growth rate. The population of a city increased by 3% in a year. If the population was initially 100,000, it would have grown by 3,000 people, 3% of 100,000. Inflation rate. The inflation rate for the past year was 2.5%. If an item cost $100 last year, it would cost $102.50 this year, 2.5% increase of $100. GDP growth rate. The country's GDP grew by 4% this year. If the GDP was $1 trillion last year, it would have increased by $40 billion, 4% of $1 trillion. Grades and performance. In education, percentages are commonly used to represent scores and grades. A student's performance may be assessed based on the percentage of correct answers on a test or the percentage of completed assignments. Grades and performance. Test score. A student receives a score of 85% on a math test, indicating they answered 85 out of 100 questions correctly. Grade conversion. In a grading system, a score of 90% or above corresponds to an A, 80 to 89% to AB, and so on. Completion rate. A student completes 80% of their assignments for a course, meaning they finished 8 out of 10 assignments. Thanks for watching.